G'day there, fanatics. Lenny here with Gibbo, and we are also with Bobby Winstead, who is Mr. Tahoma 31. G'day, Bobby.
G'day. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Bobby's come all the way from
Arlington, Tennessee.
Arlington, Tennessee.
Right outside of Memphis, Tennessee.
Right.
Proper bourbon country.
Yes.
Proper bourbon
A
country.
little south. Pretty close, yeah.
Okay. All right. I heard rumours about your whiskey collection, your whiskey room.
It's growing.
It's
growing.
growing.
I'm adding a good one from Australia in a couple of months.
As long as you're shrinking it a little bit at a time as well. Enjoying.
Not as much as you would think.
No.
I'm more of a collector than a drinker.
Yeah, right.
Don't invite me to your house.
No, I got plenty. I got plenty to drink too. Definitely.
So what brings you to our brutal Queensland winter?
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm coming over to just look at all of our Tahoma sub-licensed growers we've got over here in Australia. Picking up a little information about the FIFA, group going to America in 2026.
Oh yeah, because we've got the Women's World Cup here in about a month.
Yeah, and then the men are going to the States in 2026. I don't know exactly when, but we're looking at some stadiums and trying to replicate those for those guys best we can. And trying to get Tahoma in all those fields. So been working on that and just hanging out with my buddies.
Nice.
Nice.
As you should on any trip.
That's
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
Did you bring your golf clubs?
No, but I played two great courses.
Nice. Which ones?
I played Royal Sydney,
Yep, lovely course. Never been there.
and then I got to play Ellerston.
Oh, did you?
Back in
In the Taree there.
Yeah.
Who got you onto that?
Graham Colas, my good buddy over there.
Great, Graham's our new mate.
Yeah, I've already tried to tee that.
Yeah.
That is
Be as friendly as I
very,
can to
very,
old Graham now, I think. Yeah.
very, very exclusive private course, that one. You're a very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
lucky man.
Less than 500 rounds a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we-
like less than Augusta. Like,
Oh, good Lord, yeah. I'd say it's a harder ticket than Augusta.
wow.
There you go.
Definitely.
There you
There you
go,
go.
Yeah.
Elliston. That's
Yeah.
for those who aren't golfies. That's
Where they have the Masters. Oh,
yeah.
no,
Ellis-
okay, yeah.
Elliston is the Packer family's private golf course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And some of the most ridgy-ditch wintergreen you've ever seen, the guys were saying.
Yeah.
The original wintergreen
The
is still
OG,
just flourishing there. So
Lovely.
pretty cool.
So, tell us about your baby, Tahoma.
Well,
Tahoma 31.
Which is what we're standing on, by the way.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
Tahoma we're standing.
This
on.
is
I've heard a lot
Tahoma
about
31.
this lawn, Will.
This is what Will's
Beautiful.
lawn, Wally's lawn.
Yeah, beautiful lawn. I first got turned on to Tahoma 31 back in, about 8 years ago. It was just a number. It was OK 1131. Didn't even have a number. And I have a real good friend of mine's a professor at University of Tennessee. He's a consultant for the NFL, FIFA, just sports grass guru.
Yeah, right.
Dr. John Sorokin, and he told me that Tahoma 31, well, 1131 was one to look at. So I went to Oklahoma State, met with the breeder, Dr. Yankee Wu.
Yankee Woo.
Yankee Wu, that's his name. It's a great
Yeah, right.
name, isn't it?
That's an awesome name.
Just
So
a
good.
beautiful man. He's funny, extremely intelligent and witty. But he showed me everything, and I said, "Well, count me in." And so that's where it started. And I took over the entire state of Tennessee as my growing area, and then I took over North Mississippi. We're working on Alabama, and then I got the call from Rob Davey at Evergreen Turf down in Melbourne. And he said he'd like for me to try to get it over here, and so that's how we came to Australia, through him and Graham Colas, Evergreen Turf, and those guys have put their trust in me to bring them a good grass, and hopefully we got y'all something you like over here.
Well, so far it's delivering. I don't hear anyone saying that they don't like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love for Tahoma in the Fanatics group, and I can see it in sports stadiums now that like the Cogrov's got it.
We're seeing
Cogra's got it.
Yeah,
If you watch the games there at the moment, you'll see it's really flourishing, even in the winter time. It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing to see. So
yeah, and when you say wintertime, this is not wintertime. This
it's
is
a bit colder
like
down there than
summer
it is up
almost
here.
for us, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have to sometimes put socks on with our flip flops.
Well, that's horrible. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So you're talking about when the guys came to you and said that was good grass. How long have you been involved with Tahoma 31 in the States now?
About 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And took us a couple of years to get it going.
Yep.
as any new product, nobody knew. They just were reluctant to take that chance and get out there and change gears. So we put a lot of tests out. We'd give like 10 pieces of grass to various golf courses or sports facilities, stuff like that. And then within 2 years, we found ourselves solid siding stadiums and golf courses. We're doing 5 upscale golf courses at one time right now in the States.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they using that on the putting surfaces as well? Because
there's testing.
There's a thing called, for the fanatics out there, there's a thing called the NTEP test, which is the National Turf Evaluation Program. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And they test turf. It's a US thing. They test the turf for many different things, including its ability to be used as a putting green. And one of the unique things about Tahoma is that it's happy to live at 3.5 mil.
Or less.
Or less, and which means for those who don't understand golf, if you've got your surrounding area as one type of turf and another type of turf
on the green,
if the outside is Bermuda or Cooch, it will infiltrate into the green. No sure thing. So if you're able to have the same variety of turf as the one area, you're in front.
So your maintenance,
So with Tahoma, we've obviously, Lenny and I have been privy to a lot of the stuff at Tahoma going on. When it first came to Australia, we saw how you guys implemented the same. You're giving test strips out to certain people just to see how it went in certain areas, and we were very excited about it even a year and a half ago. Even when we went to Adelaide and we saw certain parts being trialled in certain places, was amazing to see. But talk to us about some of the stadiums you've got it in now in the US.
Well, there again, COVID killed us on this.
COVID killed a lot of things.
We did testing.
Except the fanatics.
Except for us. It was really good for us. I think we went up 20% in membership.
Let's see, we were looking at getting some trials to Cincinnati Bengals, the NFL team. We did trials down at Jacksonville Jaguars. We put a strip of the Tahoma on the Matrix, which I brought over to the U.S. from Australia. The sports.
We'll talk about the Matrix. That's it's a subsurface thing.
Well, we put it on the Jacksonville Jaguars 2.5 yard line, where they practice their 2-point conversions and their extra point, things like that, because that got the most work of traffic or anything. Held up really, really well, and then COVID came, so we didn't get to do that one. We had just finished University of Arkansas Razorback Stadium.
Nice.
Big SEC team, and that turned out extremely well. In that contract, we had to buy them, hold them a whole separate field. In case they had to replace stuff over the next few years. So we had to hold that for 3 years. We're going on year 4. We haven't had to replace any of it.
Wow.
They had a Garth Brooks concert on it, and after the concert, they put
the stadium
plywood
flooring
down on stadium flooring on the whole thing. It stayed on there 11 days.
11 days.
11 days.
11 days. They took it off. We phrase mowed it or top dressed it, and then they re-sprig it, but all the complex and everything stayed intact. They didn't even need to re-sprig it. They were just scared it wouldn't grow back fast. But it came back, and then right after that, it won Collegiate Football Field of the Year in the United States.
Right after a Garth Brooks concert.
Because we've had over here, we had another concert series at Suncorp Stadium. It was Ed Sheeran.
The other ones down in Sydney.
He
went to town on it.
He did 3 nights, but the preparation beforehand, the stadium matting, I don't know how long it goes down before. It might have been 3 or 4 days. And set up for the concert. So
they had to replace 6 or 7 days. And they ended up having to replace a lot of the surfaces around Australia. So
that was part of their concert contract, was replacing the turf. But,
Well, with the field that we got left over from Arkansas, we're doing their soccer stadium.
So you had the pad ready to go on your farm.
Oh yeah, it's ready to go just in case they needed it, and thank God, it performed better than any of us thought. So that's fantastic.
So your farm, how big's that?
It's pretty big. We've got about 2,400 acres of sod in various varieties and stuff. I'd say we got about 250 of Tahoma in now. We're planting more every day.
So, I've got to
So will it become your dominant turf type on your farm?
It will become the dominant Bermuda grass on our farm. And we're finding that with its shade tolerance, that it's taken over a lot of our zoysias
Okay.
And so that's just a whole nother avenue we're going down that we weren't even expecting to go.
Right.
And we've got it in at least 50% shade, 60% shade.
Yep.
At Arkansas, the stadium itself, one part of their end zone stays in the shade for like 3 months.
Wow.
And
Similar to the northern end of Suncorp.
But fortunately, it was during dormancy.
Yeah.
And so when everything greened up in the spring, that greened up just as well
Just
as
the same.
Yeah. So
Brilliant.
yeah, excellent.
I've got a little farm, a couple of hours west of here.
Yeah.
If you want to grow some turf there.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
It's in there.
I think we've got 10 or 11 sub-licensed growers growing it across Australia right now. So.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So varieties. Talk us through the varieties.
Oh,
you have.
gosh.
We'll try and interpret.
Yeah.
See what if we've got it here.
We started with 419, and then the cold tolerant, Tifway 419.
Yep.
Cold tolerance just wasn't
putting green grass.
Yeah.
more of a fairway grass.
Oh, okay.
The putting green grass was Tiff Green 328.
Yep.
I think y'all call them
It's just
328. Yeah, 328 and 419, but we don't grow either one of those anymore.
Okay.
Our customer base has shifted from more commodity grasses to proprietary grasses.
Okay.
We're just now training the public in our area that new can be better.
Yeah.
It's not always better, but you got to reach out there when something's being told that it's good. So, but I guess our biggest seller would be a Palisade zoysia grass.
Yeah.
It came out of Texas A&M. Dr. Milt Engelke developed that back in. Patent came out in 1999. It just went off of patent.
Okay.
What's is that like a japonica or a Xeon?
It is a japonica.
Yeah.
It's extremely quick.
Yeah.
I can grow it in twice as fast as our other zoysias. Great shade tolerance, good traffic. Not as good traffic tolerance as the Tahoma though.
Yeah.
And,
No. Okay.
And then I still grow Northbridge and Latitude 36.
Yep.
They're both Oklahoma State.
I've got latitude
grasses.
36 on my lawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both Oklahoma States. Came from the same breeding program that Tahoma.
Yep.
And it's actually it was 9 years that they'd been researching and trying to get a new grass to market since Latitude and Northbridge.
Okay.
That's when they finally released Tahoma 31.
So
This is what we
Northbridge
keep-
is a Bermuda.
Northbridge and Latitude are both Bermudas.
Yeah.
This is what we struggle to get across to the fanatics a lot of the time. Is just the amount of R&D, not only in turf types, but the products that go on them and everything like that. The amount of R&D to bring something to market in the modern day age is such a process.
But it's all
years.
Years.
It's all focused towards being better for less water use, less
Drought
fertilizer
tolerance,
inputs,
Yeah,
more
drought.
drought tolerance,
Yeah. Cold tolerance.
cold tolerance, shade
which
tolerance.
is not an issue to you guys here. I keep saying that you'd never worry about that here.
What were you saying about frost before?
Yeah, well, in our winters, we might have 30 days straight of frost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we might have 10 to 12 days of minus 0 degree weather. You
So
know.
what does that make your ground temps?
Oh, they'll be,
Freezing.
well, I'm trying to convert
Yeah, I know.
Fahrenheit
So,
to Celsius, but it would be below freezing.
Yeah.
But for the first, 2 to 3 inches of the
Yeah, right.
soil.
38 is freezing. Is that right? 38 Fahrenheit is freezing.
No, 32.
32.
32.
Okay.
Yeah, 32.
I was close.
Yeah.
So you got me confused with all the stuff, but no.
It's not you that has to worry about different centimeters, mate. It's me.
Yeah. Yeah. But it won't stay frozen for long, but
Yeah.
it does.
But
at
it
times.
does. And
Yes.
so up here in Queensland and things like that, sure, we're getting frost out in Western Queensland, but not so much here in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember a day where it was minus 0.1.
Minus 0.1.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
gosh.
And it has snowed in Brisbane before.
We put 2 jumpers on that day just
Oh,
once.
yeah.
It has snowed in Brisbane before
Okay.
for about half an hour, and then it
Yeah.
burned away.
Yeah. We don't get a lot of snow in Tennessee. Usually it's just at the end of winter,
Yep.
like March or something, end of February, March. But we usually, when it snows then, we'll get 9 or 10 inches.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
I understand they've had a brutal snow season in like Utah and stuff. They've
They
had
have.
huge amounts of snow,
feet and feet and feet of snow there.
which is
Definitely.
ultimately good for the runoff into things like Lake Powell and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
So we talk about feet and feet and feet here in Brisbane with feet of rain. So we're also discussing like Tahoma's tolerance underwater. Talk to us about some of the guys, how they've survived that tolerance.
Yeah, one of our new farms up just south of Nashville, Tennessee, it all floods. It's a Buffalo River. But in one part of the field, we had one section of about 11 acres, 12 acres that stayed underwater for 28 days straight. Never saw oxygen.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, okay, well, we're going to have to fix this drainage, and we'll do all that come spring. It came out just like everything else.
Really?
Extreme tolerance to flood and water.
So I was talking to Graham last night about this, and it's not just the zero oxygen, the zero light. It's the pure weight of the water.
Yeah.
Like if it's overhead, the amount of force and compaction on that, a lot of the times would kill anything as well. Because
Graham's in New South Wales, which is along the Windsor River, which has had numerous flood events over the last couple of years. So unbelievable.
So we keep learning more and more attributes to this grass we never even put into the equation when we started growing it.
Well, you're only 5 to 6 years into it. Here in Australia, we're 18 months into it. So hopefully what we're going to see in Australia in the next 5 to 6 years is going to be a huge upward trend of not only here in Australia, but riding off the back of the States, right?
Right. That's what we're trying for. And
so tell us about the Matrix stuff, which is a sports turf thing.
It's a sports system.
Yep.
It's invented by Rob Davies and Graham Colas. It's a base that you grow grass into. It's a polypropylene base.
Yep.
That you put sand on top of, and actually you put down plastic, put the matrix down, and then you put about an inch and a quarter, however much sand you want, and then you sprig on top of that, and the natural grass grows into this system.
Yep.
And it gives it stability, and it just holds together well, and the players never have to touch artificial.
So that's the opposite to what we're seeing with stitch fields.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. In FIFA right now, they're requiring stitch fields, and why I don't know, because they come to the U.S. and they do a exhibition game. They will not play anything on artificial.
No. Yeah. But, you can get injured way easier on artificial than you can on natural.
Yeah, ACL, MCL tears are 85% more likely to happen on artificial.
85%.
Wow. And then natural, and that's
caught up in the fibers. That studs.
Yeah. The fibers don't give. Grass does.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah.
But Dr. Sorokin out of UT Knoxville, he's done extensive testing on that, and concussions, and how much more injuries there are, falling injuries on artificial than natural.
Yeah,
for sure. Yep.
Anyone who thinks that putting natural turf down is more costly than artificial, it's not.
It's really not.
It's not, because you got to maintain it. You got to there's machines that you got to run over.
Yeah,
weeds go through.
You still got to brush it. You got. Just think of if you get chewing gum in artificial.
Yeah.
If it's natural, you just pull it out.
That's right.
Artificial, you can't hardly get it out of there. And you got staph infections and other things that they've proven that are more likely to happen on artificial.
Right.
And the heat. And the chrome rubber. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track.
No, this is great.
We have
that argument come up on the page all the time about people putting artificial in, thinking that it's not going to be anything, but they're putting it on gravel bases or concrete bases, and the temperature differences we've seen.
Your heat index will be a minimum of 8 degrees more, maybe even.
There is a time and a place for artificial grass.
I agree, 100%. Yeah.
Not when you got something like this out here. Why would you ever artificial when you could have this?
Yes.
It's
absolutely
beautiful, isn't it? So
it's fantastic.
We've got to say Wally's edge game is also on point.
Yes, it is.
It's very well cut.
Good. I'll take some photos of the edge game, because he put particular effort into it this week.
Of course he did.
And we'll stitch that into the.
But this is El Natural as well, Wally, to give Bobby a look at what this is like in real winter. It hasn't been juiced up, has it? He's just let this go just to see what it would be like, so these guys can get a true understanding of winter in Brisbane and what it's like. There's a tiny little bit of thinning under a constant shade over there, but it's really for the middle of winter, start of winter in Brisbane. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's fabulous.
Out here, even just standing here today, we've had people driving past, stopping just to see if it's artificial or not, which is
Yeah.
great.
Middle of summer, there's a constant stream of people
It's so good.
checking if it's
I
real.
can only imagine.
Feeling. It's like-
Well, I'll be
lovely
back
life.
in February, so we'll look at it.
We'll have a look at it
Yeah.
then. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
great.
We'll have a party out here and a few beers.
All right.
Maybe some bourbons.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Both.
Well,
Yeah.
Bobby, thanks heaps for your time, mate.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks
thank
a
you.
lot.
Really
For,
appreciate
thanks a
it.
lot for coming
Appreciate
over.
you guys having us.
Thank you, mate. It's
Yeah.
been awesome getting to hang out with you last night and today.
That was a lot of fun.
It was good.
Oh, I
like
didn't
it.
get to go.
Sorry, man.
Family commitment.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time in Tennessee.
Yes. And y'all do have an open invitation.
All right,
So,
beauty.
All good.
Sounds great.
All right.
Definitely. All right.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Cheers.
fanatics.
Bye.